If I was to look at a car today, all I cared about was a good car that had a good deal. What is it? So these are the top 5 deals that I would consider buying if I was buying an SUV today. Number 5 car on the list goes down to the Subaru Forester, the 2025. A lot of people were struggling to get some deals as this car was newly redesigned and newly trusted, but we're now consistently seeing 10% off across the board. That is a great value. This car is redesigned. The hybrid is coming. You can't get the hybrid yet, but it was just announced. And it's a good looking car. If you're looking for a car that can go anywhere, that's safe, it's reliable, the Subaru Forester's got your back. It's one of the safest cars on the market. The EyeSight system uses a camera-based system versus a sensor-based system, so it is going to be superior in a lot of different ways. Number 4 car goes to the BMW X5 Hybrid. Now, the reason why I like the hybrid right now is that we're consistently seeing 9 to 10% off MSRP on these cars, which is insane because as of last year, getting 3 or 4% off this car was a big deal. We're still not seeing these on the normal X5s, but on the hybrid, which I think is one of the better plug-in hybrids in the world, it is going to be close to 10% off on almost every car we're getting. It's one of the best SUVs on the market. The car comes down to the Toyota RAV4. Now, I'm going to admit it, the RAV4 had a rough few months. The deals were just not as good, but Toyota went into 2025 with a focus on trying to increase sales on their core 4. The Toyota, the Tundra, the Tacoma, the RAV4, and the Camry. And the RAV4 is just a great value right now. I am seeing discounts back to 7 to 10%. On the hybrids, on the gas, it doesn't matter. I'm seeing some deals slightly above 10%, but mainly 7 to 10%. We are getting some great deals in these cars. I highly recommend them right now. So the RAV4 gas is doing 4.9% for 60 months, 5.9% for 61 to 72. Now, one thing you need to note with the RAV4 is the discounts are harder on the West Coast. They're harder in the Northeast. Harder in the West Coast, harder in the Northeast. That is the Toyota region if you're buying a Toyota. But dollar for dollar, RAV4 is one of the most practical cars in the world. Overall, I recommend the RAV4. I think the deals are great. The only deals that are hard to get right now are the plug-in hybrids because they're not making as much of those right now. So that 7 to 10% rule, I would not apply to that car, but I would apply it to everything else. Number 2 car deal that I would buy right now is the Mazda CX-90. This is one of the best deals in the market because across the board, you can get close to 10% everywhere. I think it's one of the best SUVs in its class. Interest rates are a little bit tricky, which we'll get into in just a minute, but it doesn't matter if it's a plug-in hybrid or a gas, you can get it. Inventory is plentiful, so you can really get one of these available. The only negative side is the space inside. It definitely doesn't have a great third row, but otherwise phenomenal. Great. 10% off all day. Looking at the Ford Expedition, third row SUV, it's comfortable, it's great. The deals on these are insane. We just did $17,000 off this car. True story. If you're just looking for a deal, 17 grand, not 5 grand, not 10 grand, 17 grand. You might say 68 grand, but you said for 17 grand off. They are redesigning this car, which is why we're getting deals. 17 grand. They're redesigning it, but it's not bad to where it is. But if you're looking for just to smoke and deal, you're like, Tommy, I don't care about anything else. I just want to smoke and deal. 17 grand off.